This is why most people fail. And this is what I've been learning in the last few months. But all of this realization has been hitting me really hard in the last 2 months. It's just the fact that you have to be very, very consistent when it comes to trading. That is the number one key thing that I will always stand by is consistency, and I mean in every single form possible. Being consistent and coming every single day, okay, being consistent in your strategy and performing the strategy the same every single time. Obviously, there's going to be days where if you don't like news at very specific days, you don't have to get on, but I'm talking about relatively most of the time getting on, okay? Because I'm going to tell you just straight up examples on why people fail, and this goes very deep into just straight up numbers, okay? Just like me, I will give you an example. Last week, I didn't hop on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday to live trade, but I was just back testing, okay? Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday was all profitable days. So I hopped on Thursday, but Thursday was a red day, okay? I did it live. Thursday was a red day. And then I hopped on Friday. Friday was a very good green day, which basically was break even for the week. But I shouldn't have been break even for the week. I should have been a profit for the last 3 days, which was Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. And that hit my weekly P&L. So technically, I wasn't profitable for the week, but I should have been. And I could have been if I just was consistent with the strategy. Do you understand what I'm saying? There's been so many times where you probably haven't hopped on a day, looked at the charts, and was like, damn, I missed that day. And then you hop on the next day, but the next day was a loss. And now you're mad that you have a negative curve in your money for the week. But guess what? If you hopped on the day before, you could have been break even or you could have still been up. This is why consistency matters so much. Is because if you do this 2-3 times every single month, where you don't hop on one day and then that's a green day, you missed another one, you can turn a profitable month into an unprofitable month. Then you can turn an unprofitable year into a profitable year if you just start being consistent. Okay, but then that's step one, showing up every day. Step two is following the same strategy over and over and over and over and over again. The analogy I give is being the casino. I trade like I am the casino. I trade like I am the house. Okay, if you look at my past videos, this is how I trade. I trade the first 30 minutes of the market no matter what, and I go off my indicators, which go off a certain pattern that it recognizes, okay? But it works over the long run because I've learned how to use the strategy. But the reason I can be profitable with it is because I can do it over and over again the same. So when I backtest, I can actually trade like how I backtest. Most people and most strategies that you see online, they backtest it, but guess what? You can't trade it like how you backtest it because most of the time those candles, they don't feel the same, they don't look the same in live. That's why when you backtest, it looks so perfect. But when you live trade, you suck. And that's just a simple fact that your strategy could be perfect. It could be the best in the world. But if you're not consistent with doing it and following the rules on how to enter and exit every single time, you will not be profitable because the odds are not in your favor. You have to think like a casino. Why do casinos win? Most of the time they have a 2% edge over the person, but somehow they're always winning. And that's one reason. They keep playing the same way over thousands and thousands of times. And then you know what they have? They have a best friend. Okay, and that best friend is my best friend. You know what that is? It's the law of large numbers. Now, what is that? It's just the simple fact that over hundreds and thousands of trades, If you have the edge, whether that's 1 or 2%, you will be profitable, guaranteed. Now let's dive into how do you get an edge. Your edge is either your strategy, your risk to reward, or you. And when I say you, I'm talking about being consistent. Because you can have the best strategy in the world, you can have the best risk to reward, but if you don't show up every time and execute it right, you won't be profitable. Now, on the other hand, if you have a strategy that's a little, it's a little good, and you know it has a little bit of edge, but if you come on every single day and you execute it exactly how it's supposed to be, you will be profitable, because it's just a fact. Now, how do you get that edge? Like, once again, it's your risk to reward. It's how much are you losing versus how much are you winning. It's your strategy. What percent of trades are you winning? Okay, and the third one is actually doing it over and over and over again. Because you're gonna have red days, which you might have a red month. Okay, most of the time, yes, you will have red days, and you know that. You're not dumb. But I feel like you are also, I'm going into a different topic, but I'm going to stick to consistency. This is one thing I'm learning of, like, how important it is in every aspect, though. I'm not talking about just be consistent every day. No, you got to be consistent on, you have to come every day. And you have to execute the same strategy, and you have to execute it the same way every single time. Yes, there's going to be times where you do it different here, different there. Maybe, that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about overall. And then when you do that, you have the law of large numbers with you. And if you have that little bit of edge, you will be profitable. It's just a fact. But you have to be so consistent on how you enter and exit and what strategy you're doing. It has to be the same. And then you have to actually do it every single day. Just like how a casino destroys all these people because they're always there. They're always playing. And then since they have that little bit of edge, they come out profitable. Watch, I'm on the rise. I have a very stupid, dumb, easy. And by stupid and dumb, I don't mean the actual strategy is stupid and dumb. I'm talking about so stupid and dumb, like so easy, that people will probably think this doesn't work. But it does work. Because when you apply these other factors, that's what trading is really about. Being consistent, right risk to reward, or a good win rate, whichever direction you want to go down. But being consistent over and over again is how you're going to win. And that's how I'm going to destroy the markets. And yeah, man, that's it, bro.